Good morning, everyone. I am Councillor Griffin, and I would like to welcome you all to the Cambridge City Council's Licensing Subcommittee meeting. Joining me are Councillor Young and Councillor Clow. Before I begin with introductions of officers present, I will go to the first item on the agenda, the election of the chairperson. I will ask the legal advisor to take this item. Okay, thank you, Elizabeth. I will now ask if there are any declarations of interest that councillors would like to declare. Councillor Young?
None.
Councillor Clow? No. And I have no interest either. So, off to introductions. Would the Environmental Health and License Support Team leader like to introduce himself?
Hello, Luke Hatchpole, Environmental Health and Licensing Support Team Leader.
Thank you. Would the legal advisor like to introduce herself?
Elizabeth Lanlahin.
Thank you. Would the committee managers, Sarah Steed and Chris Connor, like to introduce themselves?
Chris Connor, producer.
Thank you. We are also joined by a representative for the applicant. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Good morning. This is Krishna Vijay Kumar.
Okay, thank you. I would like to welcome other interested parties. Would you like to introduce yourself?
17 Regent Street, Mustafa Safi.
Okay. So Mustafa has registered to speak on this application. Okay, and he has his daughter with him. Welcome.
Hi, my name is Fatma, and I'm going to be helping him transport.
Great, thank you. I would like to ask if all registered speakers are aware of the format of the meeting, please, which is outlined on the published agenda. I could read out quite a long list of how this works, but if people are already familiar with it, I'll skip that.
Chair, it might be helpful maybe to go through the procedure.
Yeah, I think I will then read the procedure. Okay. The licensing officer will present the report to the subcommittee. Members may ask any relevant questions to the licensing officer. The applicant or parties who the applicant or the party who has initiated the hearing will present their case first. The party shall be entitled to give further information in support of their application, representations, or notice as applicable in response to a specific request by the licensing authority prior to the hearing. Question any other party if permission has been given by the subcommittee. Address the subcommittee. If the police are a party to the hearing, they will present their case. I don't think that's the case today. We don't have police here today, no. Okay, so I won't read that bit of the procedures, okay? The chair will ask the applicant or the party who has initiated the hearing and all parties making representations that they are satisfied that they have said all they wish to. There, that's the procedure. Before we move on, I would like to update you on some housekeeping. Can I remind you, all those present, of the importance of always using the microphones when speaking? When you address the meeting, please make sure your microphone is switched on. When you finish addressing the meeting, please turn off your microphone immediately. This meeting is being live streamed. Actually, I don't think that's true today. We're going to record this meeting. It'll be on the council's YouTube channel. But everything on your desk, including your laptop screen, is likely to be recorded at some point. Unisex and female toilets are located outside the chamber on your right as you leave. The door is a push button. Okay. Yeah. Sorry? Yeah, it actually is on your left as you read, but there you go. Should there be a fire alarm, please follow the officers out of the building. Please take away your rubbish with you and dispose of it. Please try to refer to specific page numbers on the agenda pack if you're referring to a specific paragraph or plan. Is the licensing officer ready to present the report? Please proceed.
Thank you, Chair. An application under Section 34 of the Licensing Act 2003 to vary the premises licence issued in respect of Chickees, 59 Regent Street, Cambridge, has been received from Wohar Foods Limited. The application was served on Cambridge City Council on the 16th of May 2024. A copy of the application was also served on each responsible authority. The application is attached to the report at Appendix A, and the current premises licence is attached to the report as Appendix B. The applicant is seeking to extend the permitted hours for late night refreshment until 2 a.m. Monday to Sunday. The current premises licence permits late night refreshment until midnight Monday to Sunday. In accordance with the regulations of the Act, the application was advertised on the premises and in a local newspaper to invite representations from responsible authorities and other persons. The last date for submitting representations was the 13th of June 2024. Representations were received from 2 other persons. No representations were received from any responsible authority. The representations are attached to the report as Appendix C. The application needs to be determined. The proposed premises is located within a cumulative impact area and is therefore subject to the cumulative impact assessment. The onus is on the applicant to demonstrate why the granting of the licence would not add to the cumulative impact already being experienced within the area. The premises have had a premises licence issued under the Licensing Act 2003 since the 20th of December 2023. No complaints in regards to noise or licensing issues have been received since that date in respect of this premises. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Catchpole. Does Councillor Young or Councillor Clow have any questions for the licensing officer? Please use your microphone.
I have some questions, but it may be more appropriate to ask them when we've heard from the applicant.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Kumar, do you have any points of clarification? Oops. Do you have any points of let me try this again. Please, could I ask Mr. Kumar, please, could I ask whether Mr. Kumar has any points of clarification you would like to ask?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you. Mustafa, do you have any points of clarification you would like to ask? Thank you. Now, Mr. Kumar, please deliver your presentation to the committee.
Sure. Thank you. Thanks for everyone's time for today. Sorry, a bit nervous. Sorry, is it okay if I give a bit of background? Because so we noticed that because we run the business on the same street, it's an Indian restaurant, called Different Truck. So it's not like the area is new for us. So we've been there for more than 7 years now. And then so as you have probably not received any complaints about us and the way that we operate, so that kind of gives you probably a good indication. So that's the background. Then this property was on the market for release, and then so when it was advertised, it came with the license till 4 o'clock anyway. So so we actually signed the lease, thinking that it automatically be assigned to us. But we only came to know after that there is a law that because the previous leaseholder or the company that was having a lease went under liquidation, so the license till 4 o'clock was automatically cancelled. So we didn't know about that law. So that's the, otherwise, so we wouldn't have taken on the property at all because...
Was that 4 o'clock p.m. or 4?
Oh, a.m. So previously, they had license to open till 4 o'clock. Just because it went under liquidation, so we have to submit a new application.
And what was the establishment there before? What kind of establishment was
It's a
that?
fast food.
Sorry?
It was a fast food,
Okay,
a burger place.
I see,
It's
but they
used to call
didn't
local
serve
deli.
alcohol.
They serve, but I think it was only till 11 o'clock. But we're not going to serve
Okay.
alcohol as well
Yeah.
after 11 o'clock. So it's only for the food.
Let you finish your, we'll ask more questions
Sure,
after you're done. I
definitely.
just wanted some clarifications.
Yep,
Yeah,
sure.
Thanks.
So that's the background. That's the reason that we actually took that property over. And then it's only after the paperwork completed, we came to about this issue. So that's where actually we submitted a new application. And so again, so before we submit the variation application, so what we did is we contacted the police. And then, so initially we wanted to match the opening hours that they had before for the premises, and then, but they advised that that would actually cause more issues in terms of antisocial behavior. So they police recommend us to change the operating hours till 2 o'clock. And then, so we did that because obviously we don't want to be causing any issues because of the opening hours. So we revised our application to change it to 2 o'clock from 4 o'clock. And then we also worked with the environmental team as well, just to make sure the process being followed. And then also from police, we got 17 conditions to satisfy to make sure that we run the business smoothly, and then to avoid any antisocial behavior as well. So some of them, so I have the list of 17 conditions, which I can read it out if you want, or it's there as well. So I have that email as well from police. And then, so I guess that's one of the reasons that they didn't actually present their representation, because we satisfied their condition of revised opening hours. And also on their application as well, we updated the 17 conditions that they actually given us. Some of them would be to regularly train our staff to handle the late night business, and to make sure that we put a notice to request the customers to leave quietly, considering the student accommodation opposite, and also not to cause any issues for the neighbors. And in terms of the students, so we work with Downing Street as well as part of the existing restaurant. So we never had any issues or any complaints from the college about the business that we are actually causing any impact to them. So I believe so we can follow the same process that we have in place in terms of the training. So to make sure that we manage the quietness in the night for the new business. And also police recommend us to take part in the CAM crime committee. So that's actually to, so what we have to do is we have to nominate one of our team to constantly be in touch with that committee to make sure, to understand the current scenario about antisocial behavior, and then how we control it if in case. So we have agreed that to the condition as well. And so in terms of alcohol license, so we're not going to serve after 11 o'clock, or if the committee wants, we can even reduce the alcohol license, because the alcohol is not our primary business going forward. And also what I did is I downloaded footfalls on the Regent Street, so from Cambridge Bit. So currently the footfalls is about 60,000 people every month actually walk through the street. So it's not like we are trying to create a competition for any particular business or wanted to destroy someone else's business. It's just because if you can imagine, if 60 people are walking on the street, then we just trying to give an option to the customers at the time. And then, yeah, so that's our prime motivation. And also for Saturdays and for Fridays and Saturday nights, there are 3 other establishments within just 1 minute walk. So who have license till 4 o'clock or 2 o'clock with live music and serving of alcohol as well. So by just giving us, or for us, just opening as a fast food, so I'm sure that we won't be creating an antisocial behavior, considering that there are already 3 establishments even with alcohol license, and they open till 4 o'clock with live music as well. A couple of establishments have. So I'm pretty confident that, so by just giving us permission to open 2 o'clock, we're not going to cause extra antisocial behavior than what we are currently today. Yeah.
Is that it?
Sorry, yeah, so, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, fine.
Questions from the councillors? Councillor Young.
Thank you, Chair. Just trying to clarify, so you already have a different premises
That's correct, yeah.
I
On
did-
the same street.
on the same street, and that's an Indian restaurant, and, okay. So when did you get this property?
In September.
September last year, okay. Right, and you have a license at the moment for alcohol until midnight, is that correct?
At 11 o'clock.
At 11 o'clock?
Yeah. Late refreshment till 12 o'clock, till midnight, but then alcohol is only till 11 o'clock.
Okay, so this application is for increasing the refreshment hours only until
Yes.
2 a.m. Alcohol stays until 11.
Of course, yeah, of course.
Okay, thank you.
I just want to make sure that I've understood. Apologies. So just to make sure that I've understood correctly your presentation, which is you spoke to the police
Yes.
and they asked you to bring the application back from 4 o'clock to 2 a.m. in the morning.
Sir.
Yeah, because they were concerned that if you were going to be open to 4, it would cause more problems.
That's correct, yeah. And also, I can give you the, I have the printout of the emails, so if you want, I can send that to you.
Right,
That's okay.
that's okay.
We can look at them later.
All right,
And you also spoke to environmental health,
that's correct, yeah.
and can you tell me again what they?
So what we did is we first contacted the environmental head, and then so they advised us to speak to police first, and then we then emailed police, and then so we got this feedback, and then we revised the application. Then we contacted back the environmental team, and then they asked us to revise the application as suggested by the police. We did that and submitted it through the help of environmental team.
Okay, now the advice about things you should be doing to make sure that there's no disruption, where did that come from?
From police.
From the police.
There were 17 conditions.
So these conditions, are those the ones you put in your application?
Yes, yeah,
Okay, and they've come directly from the police?
from the police, yes.
Okay. So, just so I understand, the nature of your premises, is this somewhere people sit down and have a meal, or is it a takeaway?
It's just going to be like very few tables or the chairs, because the premises is a very small premises, and then so it's not going to be a sit-down restaurant.
So it's
it'll
just
be
a
fast food.
It's a fast food?
Fast food, that's correct.
Fast food?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Right, now you made reference to other businesses in the area. Do we ask for that information from yourselves or from Mr. Catchpole?
I think maybe we can ask Luke about that. And this has to do with the cumulative impact assessment, right?
So I can confirm what the applicant said as well, that there was a premises licence in respect of 59 Regent Street previously issued in regards to a business called Doppelganger. They had a premises licence from 2015 until 2023, and they had late night refreshment until 4 a.m. as the licence holder then went into liquidation in that May, that means that your premises licence automatically lapses. So by the time the applicant came to take over the business, that's why he had to put in a new rather than a transfer, because the licence wasn't no longer in effect. In terms,
Can you say something about alcohol at that previous establishment?
they had alcohol until 10 o'clock, so 10 p.m. In regards to the other premises on Regent Street, it's a busy street. There's numerous licences on Regent Street, pubs, takeaways, restaurants. What would you like as a comparison? And I can email across the figures to
Well,
Elizabeth.
I think what's most relevant is what was there before and how they were operating. They were operating essentially a takeout
Yes.
that was open until 4 a.m.
Yeah, they had late night refreshment until
Right.
4 a.m.
And did that establishment cause any problems?
If you give me a couple of minutes, then I can have a look through our records just to see.
Okay, thank you.
If that's...
I have a question for Mr. Kumar. Could you explain, this, it's called Chickies, right? Is the name of the...
Yes, sir. Yeah.
And is it open now?
No, sir, it's not yet open.
Okay, when would you plan to open it?
The refurbishment work is going on. So probably in about 4 weeks, if you're lucky.
And can you tell us something about what will be served there? What kind of menu will that be?
So it'll be the same as before. It'll be fast food concept, and then it'll be burgers, and then shawarmas and pizzas. And
Pizzas and burgers.
yeah, burgers. Yes.
Take away, pretty much.
Pretty much takeaway.
Okay. And what was the other restaurant the owner operates? What was the name of that?
It's called the Tiffin Truck.
Oh, I think I know where that is. And so that's on the other side of the street.
Exactly. That's on the front of Downing Street as well.
Is it near is it near Chickies?
Yes. So that's number 22 Regent Street, and
Oh,
this
okay.
is 59 Regent Street.
I see. And how late is that restaurant open?
Sorry.
How late is the Indian restaurant?
That closes at 11 o'clock.
11 o'clock, okay.
I just gave that as an example to just give you some confidence that we know about that area. And
Right.
then,
Yeah,
in terms
I
of
understand.
staff,
Right.
That's the only reason I gave that confidence.
Right, I understand. Okay, thank you.
What was the name? What was the name of the restaurant that you already run?
It's called the Tiffin Truck, sir.
I didn't hear that.
Tiffin Truck.
The Tiffin Truck. Okay, got it. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Are there any other questions for Mr. Kumar? No? Oh,
I would like to know what other late night refreshment options are on that street. You're getting. Thank you.
okay. Mr. Kumar, would you like to summarize your points, or? I think. Who could ask questions at this point?
So anybody that's within this meeting.
Oh,
so
right, I see.
Before you get to a summary.
Yes,
Okay,
right,
thank you.
I see. Would anyone else present like to ask Mr. Kumar a question?
Yes, please.
On the December time, you went to my dad and you were like, I've got a partner and we're going to open a takeaway shop. Did you ask that question to him? Like
No,
that you're
it's the
going to...
first time I'm meeting him. Sorry, I'm seeing him.
He was like, you came and you were like, I think, I don't know if it was you, but one of your like,
Neyin
other
olduğunu
colleagues.
bilmiyorum yani.
We don't know if it's you, but one of your colleagues was like, we're going to open a takeaway shop and it's going to have the exact same like food and stuff. Is that correct?
No,
Yeah.
again, so I don't know who contacted you because I'm the leaseholder.
Öyle bir şey diyor.
Yani öyle bir şey yaşandı.
But he's saying it did happen. Like, he doesn't know who it is, but someone
Right.
came to his takeaway shop,
No, like
like
I
from
said,
your.
Bizimki gibi yani
Kolye.
sizin bir de ki kebap koyacağı var.
Mate, because he's obviously stated that he wasn't the one that you were speaking
Okay.
to. Thank you.
Please use your microphone when speaking.
sorry, it's definitely not me because I'm the leaseholder. And so again, if you look at the lease, I'm the only one named.
De ki 20
Off.
Okay, I've got another question. Well, he does. My dad was like, we have a 20-meter like space, and like, 1 second. Like, is it right that like we got 20 meters and like it's not really gonna like do like great for both of us? Like, it's gonna not be good.
No, I totally understand your concern. So that's why, before we opened, so we checked everything. You know, we did the market research, and I have the prints also as well for your dad to look at it as well. So like I said, and there are about 60,000 people actually walk on the street. So it's not about, it's not like a small village where we have 100 residents and we're gonna compete each other just to get business of 100 residents. So you can imagine, you know, if there are about 60,000 people, there will be business for both of us. So in fact, you know, so we're just going to give option for the customers who wanted to check. So yeah, that's my understanding. It's not like I wanted to create personal competition for your business. So, you know, if it's like a small
Sorry,
town.
Mr. Cooper, yes. I don't think we need to go into issues surrounding competition with another business. Can you just keep the questions relevant to the licensing objectives? How does that application affect the licensing objectives?
Thank you, Elizabeth.
Feel free to ask another question, but in relation to your representation and the licensing objectives.
Okay, we have no more questions.
Okay, perhaps we can ask you some questions. Can we do that? Yeah. So this is a good time for you to put your case forward. So could you explain your objections to this application?
Şimdi kızım de ki
So my dad, like, he was like, I've been in this business for 20 years. I know, like, quite a lot of the stuff. And, like, I've been working at this place, making sure that everything is right. And this is like a family business. And, like, he's already having troubles making payments and stuff because everything is expensive. And if he loses this job, like, it's going to make a huge impact, like, on the family and on him. And he was like everyone knows us, like the area, like the people that works in the other premises. And he's like, I don't want my license to be at risk, or even my business to be at risk of losing like payments and like income.
Okay.
Sorry, as I've already explained, the purpose of this hearing is for you to provide information regarding your objections to this application. Just a moment, I'd just like to explain what we're doing here today. So we only want you to make objections relating to the 4 licensing objectives. Now, sorry, you're Mr. Mustafa Sulfikar, is that correct? And you're the director of Cousins Takeaway Limited. So I can see your representation here, and it relates to antisocial behaviour around the premises. So that's what you've made your objections on. So can you just clarify what your objections are in relation to that licensing objective, and not about your business and the competition? So that's the only sort of relevant issue that we're dealing with here today.
Okay, we also have like these letters, like signatures from other premises that is against him opening, like having a license, a late night license, I'm sorry.
Yes, we've already explained that those are late because there's a procedure that was supposed to have been submitted at the relevant period. Now, because you're only bringing them in today, they are late, so you cannot rely on that. I just want you, just to assist you again, just clarify to the subcommittee why antisocial behaviour around the premises will impact your business. Okay, that's all they need to hear about. They need to hear today. Okay?
Okay. My dad was like, if it's gonna like affect my business and stuff, then I can't really do anything about it. Then like, it is what it is at the end of the day.
Could I ask a question? Fatima, could I ask you to ask your father if there was any antisocial behavior at the previous establishment that was at that location?
Like in the past, in his premises, there has been like antisocial behavior, but he knows how to like handle it and stuff. But there has been issues like that, and he's saying, like, when he gets a late line license, he's probably gonna face that as well.
were there reports that were recorded? I mean, is this something we could look at, go back and look at the records to see that there were reports of antisocial behavior there?
Only the police knows.
Perhaps Luke has had time to check on that.
Yeah, there's no record of any complaints associated with 59 Regent Street and back.
Thank you. So my impression is that the objection is primarily due to wanting to avoid competition with another shop. Is that the case?
He's saying that it's not really like a competition, it's more like because like of the pandemic, like my income and like my whole business is affected. But if the pandemic didn't happen, then I wouldn't really say anything about his late night licenses. But because now it has happened, like, I'm struggling to pay my bills, my rent, my electricity, like everything. It affects me mentally as well. And he also said, like, during late night, there's not 60,000 people. So I don't know why you're saying 60,000 people.
Sorry.
Okay. Are there any other questions that people have? If not, I think we will move on to make a decision. So the subcommittee will now discuss their decision in private. Did I forget something again?
I'd just go round and ask if people want to summarise their points before you retire, if that's okay.
Thank you. This is my first time chairing the licensing committee. So, Mr. Kumar, would you like to summarize your points? It's not obligatory.
No, unless want me to ask anything specifically, I think I probably have to repeat the same points.
Did you have a question, Councillor Clow?
Yes, at what point do we consider the representation from Downing College?
Sarah? They're not present.
Members can ask questions at any point. So if you've got a question on that, then depending what the question is, you can direct that either to Luke or the applicant. Suggest you ask it and then see.
The representation has been submitted, is part of your report. You can give it as much weight as you see fit when you come to making the decision.
Do we know how big a block this student?
No, all we have is the representation they made, and that's all that we've got to go on.
Thank you.
Sorry, sir. Can I add a point for that?
Yes.
For that? Yeah. So this is one of the points that actually I mentioned about having 3 other establishments with late night license, because it's all within 1 minute walking distance. So and then 59 Regent Street is just in middle of an establishment which has license till 4 o'clock on the left hand side, and then 2 premises that have license till 2 and 4 on the right hand side. So, but just within that vicinity, by just having us open till late night, it's not going to create any extra noise than it is today, because the crowd will be walking in from the city center, because that's what predominantly we'll be relying on for the business. We'll have to pass those through premises before they actually reaches us. So if there will be a noise, so there will be a noise for the whole street. And it could be also because of the other establishment, won't be specifically because of us, like I said, so we're not gonna, it'll be just a quick take out all the fast food that people will have here rather than them spending time in that establishment to create that noise. Sorry, that's why I was trying to address that point about Downing College objection.
Thank you.
So what you're saying is that there are other fast food outlets further up the street. Is that what you're saying?
There are 3 other establishments within 1 minute walk around that Downing College accommodation. So that, and 2 of them, they have license to serve alcohol and also to play live music as well. So what I'm alluding to is, so the noise created by them would be far more than would be created by us by just have a fast food establishment.
Thank you.
Sorry if I'm not addressing to the point. But
Yeah, thank you very much. That was clear. Mr. Salfikir. Salfikir? Okay. Would you like to summarize your points?
My dad was like, there's not 3 premises that are like open that late. It's my premises and like more further down, like city center. It's not like in that area, 3 premises.
Would like you to summarize your objection to the application, if you could.
He's only saying that like it's gonna affect my business, and like we're right next to each other. Like my business is gonna be affected, your business is gonna be affected. Like if it was further down, then like it would have been fine, but because it's so close, it's gonna affect each other's business. That's it.
Okay, thank you. Luke, would you like to summarize?
Thank you, Chair. I'll refer you to your options on page 9. Whilst having reference to the information provided by the applicant and the information raised in the representations, and also Cambridge City Council's statement of licensing policy and cumulative impact assessment, the subcommittee's decision must be made with a view to promoting one or more of the 4 licensing objectives, namely the prevention of crime and disorder, public safety, the prevention of public nuisance, and the protection of children from harm. Members should take such steps that they consider are necessary for the promotion of the licensing objectives, and the subcommittee may resolve to grant the variation as applied for, to modify the conditions of the licence, or to reject the whole or part of the application. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Can I just add, I'm going through all the premises licences in Regent Street, and I will email them to Elizabeth and she can pass them on to you while you're making your decision. We'll
Thank
give
you.
you a list of the premises and their hours.
Thank you. Sarah, is this the time that we should retire?
Chair, yes, unless the legal officer has got any advice just before you go. And also, sorry, just before that, if you could indicate maybe a time by which you'd come back and either advise
Yeah.
that you've made
Okay.
a decision or you need more time. So I'll hand over to you, Elizabeth.
Thank you. I have nothing to add at this stage.
Thank you. So the subcommittee will now discuss their decision in private session, and if necessary, will ask for legal advice on the wording of the decision. The legal advisor and the committee manager can be present at this session if required. Okay, so we are going to retire to committee room 2. I expect it will be about a half an hour, perhaps, and we will return here in about 30 minutes, okay? And you can relax in the area here, but let's make sure we're back here by 25 minutes after. Yes? Okay. We hope to be back by then. Do you have a question, Fatima?
Yes, about these leaflets, the
De ki
signatures.
bunların geç olduğunu
Are you talking about the petition? Please use your mic.
Like, because they're late, will they not be, like, like valid or?
Clea diye biriyle konuştum.
No, probably not diyorlar.
So we will be back in about a half an hour with the decision. Okay? Thank you. to the subcommittee meeting. We've made a decision, and you'll get a copy of this. Everyone will get a copy, I believe. Okay. So this is the licensing subcommittee of the 10th of July, 2024. Members, Councillor Griffin, Councillor Clough. Did I get it correct this time? Thank you. And Councillor Young. This is to consider the application to vary the premises license of Chickees in regards to the premises 59 Regent Street, Cambridge, CB2 1AB, to provide the following licensable activities: late night refreshments until 2 a.m. on Monday to Sunday. The current premises license permits night refreshment until midnight on Monday to Sunday. We heard representations from the following persons: Mr. Kumar on behalf of the applicant. Interested parties, Mr. Silfikir, and written representation from Downing College. The reason you appeared before the subcommittee is in the application itself, so I won't read all of that again. I'll just read the relevant bits here. The subcommittee had to decide whether to grant or refuse the application. In making our decision, we considered the following: statutory provisions, Licensing Act 2003, Cumulative Impact Assessment Report, March 2024, statutory guidance, Cambridge City Council Statement on Licensing Policy, and reports, advice from legal officer and representations from Mr. Kumar, Mr. Silfikir, and Downing College. We found the following facts. The premises is in a cumulative impact area. There was a previous establishment operating late night refreshments until 4 a.m. at this premises. There were no previous reports of antisocial behavior at this premises. The applicant already has a restaurant on the same street. The sale of alcohol is not being extended. The applicant has sought advice from the police and has reduced the application for the opening time from 4 a.m. to 2 a.m. and has incorporated conditions as advised by the police. The applicant has also consulted with environmental health. We did not consider the following matters to be relevant: the effect on the competition on surrounding businesses. Our reasons for this are concerns about competition are not a licensing consideration. Our decision is as follows: to grant the application as made. Our reasons for reaching this decision are as follows. The premises is replacing a similar previous business. The applicant has reduced hours. We therefore found that there is no effect to the cumulative impact area. I believe that's it. The applicant? Sorry, I should read this. Yes. The applicant or those who made relevant representations has the right to appeal to the magistrate's court within 21 days from the date of this decision notice by contacting Cambridgeshire Magistrates Court, the courthouse, Bridge Street, Peterborough, PE1 1ED. I believe that brings the meeting to an end. Thank you everyone for participating.